Appreciate you jumping on the show, man. How's broadcasting going, dog? You guys are in the heat of the fucking playoffs right now. You get the full year under your belt. How you been enjoying Amazon?
It's been awesome, man. I figured I was going to enjoy it. Obviously we love the sport we play, but I enjoy it so much more. And part of that is just like, dude, I get to sit in a room and watch the games with Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Udonis Haslem. Taylor Rooks is our host, and she's awesome. So it's like we just sit there and we watch games and talk, and like that part's fun, but also trying to usher in this new era of sports media and how people view the game, especially in basketball. I think football, they do such a good job. But basketball, I think it needed sort of like a education and like an uplifting standpoint, because obviously, like you guys know, like it's not easy. Like we're all, training extremely hard, trying to win, putting forth so much effort. And, sometimes it comes down to these little things. So just trying to like educate fans to sort of see the game, I guess, through the way we see it. Has been a blast, but I've had so much fun.
Well, Jason is very much one of those people that think everybody in the NBA is just out there running and jumping and chucking up threes.
I've never said that once.
Not wrong.
Let me ask you this. How has the game changed? Because it does feel like the NBA has changed from, especially when we were kids. It's continuing to evolve. It's continuing to use more floor space. How have you seen it continue to change now as an analyst from when you played?
Well, for one, the pace has changed, and there's all these advanced analytics that talk about pace, right? But pace is sort of a deceiving stat, because it's sort of just tracking, how much you're going up and down. But now with every player being so skilled, like now centers shoot threes, power forwards, everybody shoots threes. Right. Everybody can handle the ball to a certain extent. Now some guys don't, but most teams and most of the good teams, everybody is such a dynamic player that the court is even more spread out. So now you're seeing longer closeouts. You're seeing guys be able to drive and kick, and all that stuff in the half court is happening so much more. I also think that, a side note, like that's why we're seeing a few more injuries. Like the pace is it's similar to like the 90s, but there is so much more movement and so much more dynamic movement.
Oh, interesting.
We've gotten to a place where I think the game is in a good place. It's just different than it was. And a lot of that was, Golden State coming in and Splash Brothers and all these teams shooting threes. And I also have this thing where it's like, that was great for them. And they had two of the best shooters of all time. And now you're sort of watching, some of these other teams, like teams that are sort of tanking or rebuilding and young, and they're playing the same way. And it's like, it's glaring when you're taking 50 threes and you're missing, 42 of them.
Threes? 50 fucking threes.
Make some adjustments.
Is insane.
Yeah.
Insane for an entire game.
I mean, by the way, that's like, it's like normal now. Like teams that don't even shoot the three well shoot high 40s. So it's wild. But I can always find things that I really appreciate about the game. I mean, we have some of the best young players. We sort of have this like weird moment right now, or it's a great moment of like, we still have the LeBrons, the KDs, the Stephs, like all these guys that we've known for years, but we also have these young guys who are fucking incredible. And they are like ushering in this new era of superstars. So to me, the game's in such a good place. And I'm excited about it.
Give me a quick three of these young guys. Who do you think is really going to be taking over this league, or who are your three favorite, or a couple of them right now?
I mean, Wemby is like if you guys,
that's insane, dude. He's an alien. Can't tell me he's not an alien.
If you haven't had a chance to see him play in person, I got to see him in person for the first time. Like his follow through on a free throw is like 9-10. You know, like so think about when he jumps and when he fades away, you're not blocking it. And then defensively, it's fun to watch him play defense, and we don't really say that often about guys. So he's like the obvious like outlier of just like a complete freak of nature, but also so dedicated to the game. Shay's obviously just on a tear. We'll win another MVP in my opinion, and they're the best team in basketball. Another guy that I love watching play is Cade Cunningham.
Nice. Yeah.
He's like, I think he's so good. I mean, he's so under control.
He finally took off this year. Had Detroit number one in the East.
Yeah. So like I said, game's in a good place, and that's just three of the few young guys that are really good.
Are there guys in the league that you watch play and just like, man, if I just had one fucking dribble, I'd fucking go up and put him in his place and just stuff him in the fucking rim?
Brother, every day. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to. I'm sure, Jason. I'm sure you like. It's hard to not to watch games and think like, oh man, like certain moments, especially end of games, big plays, like big moments. Like it's that's the one thing that I feel like I do miss that you never really get back. But also like, man, I gave everything I had to my career, and I'm happy with what I'm doing now, and it's fun to be on this side. But yeah, I'd for sure challenge a lot of those guys. I'd try. It might not go well, but I'd try.
Well, we got to ask you, as two Clevelanders, what do you think of the Cavs? What are we going to do in the playoffs?
Toronto just tied it up. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know. We'll see. So the biggest thing was like, man, like physicality in the playoffs over the last couple of years has sort of been the thing that they didn't match well. In the first two games against Toronto, you're like, man, this team looks pretty good. You know, they're playing free. I think they're so talented. Donovan Mitchell is unbelievable. We know what James Harden is. I think they just need to get some of that, like, you know what? Like, let's go out and let's play defense aggressively as we possibly can. Take the Oklahoma City model of like, they just foul the shit out of people, and they sort of look at the refs like, I dare you to call every one. You can't.
Yeah, that's kind of the Belichick way in the NFL. Make them call it in the playoffs.
You know what I mean? And the game just changes in the playoffs. So I love their team. I think, like, especially if Orlando gets past Detroit, like that's their matchup in the second round, and Orlando's sort of up and down, and they match up well lengthwise. So I think they've got a chance. You just need to see them play like a much more physical brand of basketball, I think, in my opinion.
Come on, baby. Come on, Mobley. Come on, baby. Start throwing those fucking bows in the fucking paint, man.
Mobley was the guy that, like, I realized, like, I should probably retire when I was, like, lined up next to him. He was just a freak, just 6'11", like, couldn't get around him. I was like, you know what? It's probably time. It's time.
Is there an art with like the fouls to, like, one, not get called, but two, just really get in the other person's head, especially if they're like a shooter? Like, what do you do to, like, take a team out of 3-point shooting by getting maybe their best players rattled?
Yeah, I think it's like very player dependent. Like, some guys don't like contact. Some guys do like contact. The guys that don't like contact, it's about, like, from the tip, like, making sure you get a hand on, or they feel you at every moment, you know, like really like making them realize, hey, you're going to be in for a long night. Like, physically, I'm going to rough you up a little bit. For team wise, taking away the three is so hard, because like we just talked about, the court's so spread out. I think that's what Detroit's running into right now is, you know, they don't have a lot of great 3-point shooting. And on top of that, they're not shooting the ball well from three. And so that court just shrinks, you know, so they're packing the paint. So now you're not getting inside as easily, and the whole game changes. So defensively, like, to me, physicality in the playoffs is what really, like, sets team apart. Like Oklahoma City, like I just mentioned, like they're on you at every moment of the game. And, you know, I say they foul. I wouldn't say they just play so physical that they're sort of setting the team that hits first and sets the physicality level. Like, that's the team that sort of dictates the game, in my opinion, especially
similar in the NFL, man. If you come out and you fucking set the tone early, man, that'll put a team in a tough position.
Yeah. Is that like a thing you guys would like to talk or think about? Is like, hey, like, what, you know, even if you're starting offensively, like you're like, hey, like, we just want to make our presence felt first drive.
First play, we're going to come out in 13%. We're coming out with three tight ends, and we're going to run dive right at them. And we're going to set this tone. We're coming right down the middle. It would also be also telling what the coaches thought of the game, because it'd be like, hey, second play, we're going to start with a trick play. And say, okay, you don't think we can match it physically. We're going straight to the trick plays. Got it, coach. We're going flicker. So they'll never – we got to sneak one off the top of these boys.
He didn't really believe in us like I thought he did. But, okay, so, like, let me ask you a question. Like, you'd come out – like, say you get hit in the mouth first. How hard is it to change that through the course of the game?
I mean, again, that probably it depends on who it is. Like, some guys, the physicality affects them more, and some positions it affects them more, right? Like quarterback, if you get rattled, some of those guys can respond from it, and some of those guys just the rest of the game are thinking about it, and it makes them a tick off in their timing or gets them off their spot. They start setting up deeper, which messes all sorts of other things up. For me personally, I don't know. Like, if I got hit early, I would just be like, man, next time that happens, I'm going to make sure I fucking don't get mollywopped. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to learn my lesson there. I'm going to go down with my head down and get a 15-yard penalty, but I'm not letting that happen again.
Great use of mollywop right there.
Mollywop. No, I kind of need that first hit. I like that first hit to happen early for me.
It does kind of snap you into it.
It like kind of gets the juices flowing, activates some things, get your mind into it, and then from there it's just kind of like, you know, the armor is set and you're ready to fucking roll. But I kind of like getting involved early so I get that catch and try and, you know, impose my will or set the tone with a first down or something like that. Get up and start hooting and hollering and get guys pissed off on the other side of the ball. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best. When you know you've got a team pissed off, it's the best.
Dude, so you used to play football? What position? You got to tell what age did you stop playing?
I stopped my sophomore year. I was just like playing too much basketball, but I was a wide receiver and like a safety. I didn't really like fill out until like after my sophomore year.
You were a safety?
Were you 6'9" and as a sophomore? Or how tall were you?
No. I was like sophomore year. I was probably only like 6, or freshman year I was probably like 6'5", 6'4". But I was so skinny. I could not put on weight. So it was like I couldn't play defensive end. I couldn't, you know. And Oklahoma football is like they take it serious. So I was just like, they're like, just go out there and like, you know, just patrol around and any jump ball, just try to go get it.
Right on, man. Did you ever do the Oklahoma drill?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, let's go.
My 8th grade year was the first year I played tackle. We did the Oklahoma drill, and I made the mistake of like, all right, I'm really going to kind of like you said, I'm going to keep my head down and just got hit on the top of the head, like stinger all down my.
Oh, the old whack-a-mole. Oh man, that's the worst.
Turtled.
Yeah, turtled.
The last play of my high school career in the playoffs and caught a pass across the middle, maybe 10 yards. Same play, caught another pass across the middle, 10 yards. We go back to it, and this linebacker who was signed to like Tulsa or something, you know, small school in Oklahoma, just absolutely levels me. And all I remember is just like staring up into the night sky, trying to catch my breath. And I see him over me, and he just does gets a penalty. And I was like, you know what? I think we're good. I think basketball, maybe.
Well, this is pertinent because we used to ask basketball guys this. It wasn't in the rundown, but do you think you could have played in the NFL?
I mean, I would have had to like really dedicate time to it. I mean, you never know. I mean, there's so many guys that are like later bloomers. Like, I think like when it comes to like this like whole debate, I think it's very interesting because everybody thinks they can do everything else. But it's just like, I don't think people realize, like I've learned this from like talking to like, you know, Whitworth or like Ryan Khalil, who you guys know. And it's like listening to them talk about the game of football and like all the nuances and all the things that they have to think about and do. It really like lets you know that like we all don't know what we're talking about. We think we can go do these things. Because you watch these guys do it and you're like, wow, not that it looks easy, but you do it so well that you think like, oh, I could do that. But you're not thinking about all the variables and all these other things that are going into it. And like, you just don't know until you've been put in that situation. Like, I mean, I've had teammates who can't remember the play out of the timeout.
Oh no.
You know?
Oh no. What are we?
How could we expect somebody to go out and like be in a 2-minute drill and like remember all this when like we can't remember one play?
Just so you know, there's some guys that we've played with that aren't very good out the timeout either. Like that's not exclusive to
basketball. There was one player not too long ago.
Sure.
There was a player not too long ago who was in his later years. I'm not going to say who it was, but would literally leave the huddle on the biggest play of the game and ask me what he had. And I'm just like, what? God damn it.
Oh, the amount of time. Yeah, it's tough. Like, hey, where am I supposed to be?
And then I secretly tell him to do something so that I get open. It's the best. Just, All right, here.
Clear it out for me.
Who do you have winning it all in the playoffs this year? Or the NBA championship, I should say.
I mean, Oklahoma City is the best team, like barring like an injury. I mean, they're a little bit banged up right now, but they look fantastic. The East is super interesting to me because Boston was supposed to be like a down year, you know, like with all the injuries, they traded guys away. It was Jason Tatum was out, and then Jaylen Brown just had a monster year. They had guys step up. I mean, Brad Stevens literally a couple hours ago won executive of the year. I mean, they just put this team together so well. Joe Mazzulla is a great coach. Jason Tatum's now back. And so to me now, after watching how, you know, Cleveland looks, Detroit looks, and the Knicks look, like I'm like, man, Boston Boston, in my opinion, right now is the team that's going to match up with Oklahoma City in the finals. But Oklahoma City healthy, man, that's tough. They're a good team.
Being from Cleveland, I still hope that they find a way to get physical on the defensive side. Come on, Cavs! Come on!
You heard it, boys. Just get physical.
Just listen to Blake. Come on, don't listen to your coach. Listen to Blake.
Go watch Lance Stevenson clips from when he was with was it Pacers? Do you remember that when he was doing
fucking LeBron's ear? That's not the physicality that we're talking about, Jason.
That's not what Blake's
the opposite of what I'm talking about.